All right, sorry folks, had some technical difficulties there. We're going to get restarted with our show here. All right, so Big Daddy J, what are some of the things we want to talk about on tonight's show?
Well, we're going to talk about the pay-per-view on Sunday night. We're going to talk a little about Raw, and we'll talk a little about some stuff that's happened this week in wrestling. Which we had a good, interesting week for some news.
Yeah, I agree. We had some pretty interesting news this week. Um, right off the bat, we had a great pay-per-view over the weekend. Night of Champions was pretty good, and then a mediocre, lackluster Raw. Yeah, yeah. Night of Champions was good in my opinion. I know the first match was really good between the Usos and the Gold and Dust and Gold Star team. Is that their name?
I don't know. I call it the Dust Brothers or go
Oh,
whatever
that's better. Dust Brothers. That made
the
me
word
think. I thought
the
about it.
freaks the freaks.
The Freaks. There you go.
But
Mm.
I have to say that match I called it when for the last couple weeks we would see new tag team champions and we got new tag team champions. And the thing is, now they have found the cosmetic key.
Finally, they have the cosmic key they've been hoping for and wishing for, and it turns out they're the WWE Tag Team title. So, but I do like these two as a tag team, as a heel tag team.
Oh
Versus,
yeah.
but the team of, I guess we'll call them the Dust Brothers from here on out for a while until maybe they name themselves. Yeah, so the Dust Brothers get it together and they actually win the match in a really, really good fashion, in a really good match against the Usos. I know the Usos, gosh, they were reigning tag team champions for about what 7, 8 months now. Uh, so that's something you have to acknowledge is how good they are. So, but in the end, it was the Dust Brothers. So, any other comments on the Dust Brothers? And I like that nickname. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good match. I mean, the next match was a brutal match.
Yeah.
I give that match probably a 9 out of 10.
Same here. I agree. Yeah, I agree. And yeah, that whole match made me hurt, especially the very last two moments where Sheamus was in the corner, Cesaro comes running at him and gives him this boot to the face, and then right out of the blue, Sheamus hits him with a bro kick. It was great. I was like, wow, brutal stuff, brutal stuff. Good match there.
Very good match.
So our next match, I believe, was between for the Intercontinental title, Miz defending against Dolph Ziggler, right?
Do it now.
So our next match was Intercontinental title, Dolph Ziggler taking on Miz, the champion, right? Or no, no, Dolph Ziggler was the champ going in.
Well, it's not exactly what I called. I didn't think the Miz would win that match.
Yeah, I didn't either. I guess, it was a little surprised they tried there with us. Yeah, I was a little disappointed in that. Yeah, myself. I thought it was kind of fun. I don't know. Are you enjoying the whole Damien Mizdow thing?
It's starting to get old.
Same.
Very old.
Yeah, I agree. It's getting pretty old. Um,
But we missed the R Ziggler on Sunday.
yeah, we had no R Ziggler that night. I was surprised. I wonder how he feels about that because he looks there. It's kind of weird. They really do look the same.
Yeah.
Kind of because they had like the same smile and the same kind of hair that comes down.
Yeah.
And didn't even realize they had the same kind of build. Well, yeah, yeah.
All
I
the
agree.
differences. One's white, the other one's black.
Say it again.
I said one's white, the other one's black. That's all
Yeah,
different.
that's the only difference. Other than that, they kind of look the same until of course they
Could you
talk.
imagine them as a real tag team and they try to swap out, like, By his legal bet. I
That'd be a great gimmick. That'd be a great gimmick. I would actually find that entertaining.
I could actually get into that. I would laugh. It'd be some
Yeah,
comedy, you know.
that'd be good. I like that. Yeah, we had no R Ziggler, man. I was a little disappointed about that. I was disappointed to see Ziggler really lose, to be honest. Yeah, like he did. But oh well, that's how it happened, I guess. So yeah, Ziggler leaves with the Intercontinental title. He wins it back. What was our next match? Do you remember?
We'll just say Mark Henry and Rusev.
Oh yeah, this feud. Oh yeah, this is one of the big matches. The big matches they hyped, from Raw. Of course, we
But
talked about last week how they were in the main event.
let me cut in here for a minute.
Okay.
They built that match up. I mean, they built it up huge, okay. But when Mark Henry came out to the ring and got in the ring and Leon Garcia, whatever, started singing the national anthem, he was sitting there crying. You don't take a monster like him and start boo hooing, okay? You got to keep a game face on like you're ready to fight. Yeah, he's crying before the match even gets started. Man,
Oh,
I
that's
was all the
ridiculous.
way up for this match until that moment. I was like, yeah, Mark Henry's going to lose this match. And of course, we saw Rusev push him to the steel steps, and I guess that's what kind of roots. Yeah, that's brutal. I think his head even hit the steel ring post.
Yeah, it's yeah. I agree. That whole moment kind of hurt it a little bit. Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, what? But okay. All right, I kind of get it. Maybe patriotic, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, and then he just lost. Not horribly. He had a good fight. But yeah, then he just lost. I was kind
Horrible.
of like, what do I do now? He lost. But it wasn't a surprise when he went out. It's not like it's John Cena.
The next match, though,
Yeah.
good match. The women's championship.
Yes, indeed, you do. It was between Nikki Bella, defending champion Paige, and AJ Lee. Very good match for a three-way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I bet you're kind of happy, though, because you didn't have to see Nikki Bella against Brie Bella.
Yeah, true. It was in the same stuff again. I'm clapping. It was a pretty good match.
I can't believe they changed that match over. Where was Brie at?
I don't know. I don't have no idea. That's a good question.
I've not heard nothing about that, you know?
Yeah, you're right. He didn't make any appearance or anything. I don't think. I don't remember. Huh.
But, anyways, we saw Paige get put in a submission hold, and I thought she was going to break the Widow, you know?
Me too. She looked like it. Just what she's done in the past. I was like, oh, she's about to do a cool counter, and then AJ locked it right back in. Never tap out. Pretty cool. Those two are reminding me of Lita and Trish a lot, as far as the way they work together and the way they're playing off this whole amicable. Well, I guess it's not amicable anymore. I guess it's getting like strange. I guess Paige is supposed to have a crush on AJ or something. We're supposed to get real sexual or something.
Uh, it's weird.
It's interesting. Makes you think a little bit. But yeah, I like it though. It reminds me of AJ, or not AJ, but it reminds me of Lita Trish, and it also reminds me of Trish and Mickey. Remember when Mickey came along and she was like that obsessed fan, Mickey James?
Right, right.
It's kind of, I guess that might be better. Yeah. But anyway, yeah. Good match. AJ won. She got the Divas Championship back. Um, Next match. What was our next match?
Chris or Jericho against Randy Orton.
Ooh.
Now, before we start talking about this match, we saw a lot of titles change hands.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
A lot.
A lot.
Actually, every title got defended last night was changed hands.
Exactly. Every
Except,
time.
except for Sheamus.
Right. Yep, you're right. Every title except for Shane's left. Right. And yeah, actually, yes. That's crazy. Hmm. Not bad, WWE.
Yeah, it makes some interesting storylines come out of it.
Yeah. Interesting. Good pay per view this time around.
But anyways, back to the Chris Jericho and Randy Orton match. It's a good classic match between two veterans. And yes, I did call Randy Orton a veteran.
Well, yeah, of course it's good.
So I mean, it was a great match. And I know that I watched way too much wrestling, brother, because when he went for the punt, I told my buddy that was watching the pay per view. Well, of course, I was watching the pay per view on the network for $9.99. Got to plug yet? But he went for the punt, and I told my buddy, I said, "Watch this. He's going to roll him up, give it a 2 count, and everything I called, he done." And it's like I was reading everything, his mind, everything they were going to do.
Yeah. Uh, their movesets are pretty, especially Orton, their movesets are really predictable. Um, and he's not very creative as far as like going into working his way up to those moves either. He kind of goes for it. Kind of tough. But anyway, yeah, you have been a fan long enough to know just how predictable, especially Orton. But he's still a sensational wrestler. That's the right
Yeah,
word.
but this is when you've been in the business, you've been a fan for so long, you know the whole moveset, kind of like Bret Hitman Hart.
Right. But yeah, he was pretty predictable. But I liked his moves, at least back then.
I think BrianB has been in Big Daddy's liquor cabinet. Oh, especially when we talk about the next match. But anyways, Randy Orton got the win with an RKO from top rope, which we've seen about a million times. The next match is going to be Brock Lesnar versus John Cena. And what's different from the last match they had? And hey, if you do not remember last week on our show, if I did not call it correctly, I said we're going to see John Cena come out and hit an AA first right out of the bat. And what
Oh,
happened?
that's exactly what happened. As soon as it was, yeah, they just worked backwards. This whole booking, yeah, but yeah, you called it though. He hit it right out as soon as the match started. Within a minute, he hit
And
it.
what's so bad is I went 99% correct on all the matches before this, okay? And then I lost money on the John Cena but Brock Lesnar match. I said Brock would win the title, he would keep the title, but John Cena would lose. John Cena actually won the match by disqualification.
Gotcha.
I mean, they had a perfect match. I mean, it's good.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
And I really did think, well, actually, Michael Cole said, was Brock Lesnar going to tap out? Like, he wasn't even in a submission. He was in a pinfall for the end. If you go back and watch it, he was getting pinned, not in a submission. So think about that, ain't you?
Wait, what now?
When Seth Rollins came out to cash in the Money in the Bank, Brock Lesnar was getting pinned by John Cena.
Yeah.
Michael Cole said, he going to submit? We'll never know.
Oh, no, I don't know. Oh, okay. Oh, he screwed up.
Yeah, big screw up on his part, buddy. Kind of like that. What's her name? Cameron Naomi last Monday Night Raw. When she tried to hit her backwards. What?
And we haven't seen her on TV since.
We ain't got time for that. We don't have time for that.
And an interesting trivia note: if anyone goes back to Night of Champions and watches the Goldust match, you'll notice that his wrestling gear is ripped, and you can see his knees.
But anyways, as we was talking about the main event, Seth Rollins came out to cash in the Money in the Bank. He curb stomped Brock Lesnar what does that mean for the Authority? Could we see a possible babyface turn with Brock Lesnar?
Ooh, that'd be nice.
We never seen him really become a baby.
Right, that's true.
But
Yeah. He did it briefly, very briefly. And he had no mouthpiece, which was not
could,
a good sign.
could you see Paul Heyman and Brock as baby faces? Like, what?
I'd be down for it. I'd dig it.
I can dig it. But I know there's a lot of fans out there that when they have Brock Lesnar as champion, they want to see him more of him. But I feel like if we see more of him, then he will become watered down and we'll get tired of him. So with
Right.
him popping up every now and then, I'm down for that. Okay.
Yeah, he's a special attraction kind of deal.
So I don't care if he just shows up here and there. But what I've been hearing is he don't even have a match for Hell in a Cell. Which, if that's true, we gotta have a title on that show.
I agree. That's why I like the fact that we used to have two world champions because in a situation like this, they can keep Brock at home as WWE champion to have the world title defense. But that's not the case. That's the word on the street is that he's not booked for Hell in a Cell. But then again, I don't think they've even announced any matches yet. So I hope he end up getting booked, but it may be that he may not get booked. From there, I'm wondering, is that why they have John Cena now going toward Seth Rollins? Maybe.
I have no idea, but I enjoyed that whole night. I mean, that's probably the second best pay per view of the year, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I put it up probably in my top five for the year. For sure. Yeah, no doubt. Pay per view. And you know what's interesting? WWE really put this in motion. They said they wanted to deliver at Night of Champions, right? So
Right.
that we can have more subscribers for the network, and hopefully that's what they got. I guess we'll find out soon. But yeah, any more thoughts on Night of Champions?
That's it for me.
Okay, sweet. Same here. Let's move over to Raw. So Raw was not as exciting.
Especially coming off a pay per view. Like, really? This is a Raw you're going to give us?
Yeah, it's kind of like they didn't care. I don't know. It's like they wanted to give the NFL some ratings or something. I don't know. Um,
I mean,
on a positive note, though, I will say that I enjoyed the vignettes and segments with Dean Ambrose and how they were trying to build him up towards the main event now that Roman Reigns is gone. That means Dean Ambrose is now the number 2 babyface in the company, basically. So that's one positive side I see out of it. Other than that, I really didn't enjoy Raw. Uh, but
I know this is embarrassing, but I kind of just didn't really care for Raw. I really don't care nothing about what happened on Raw. I mean, you didn't miss nothing.
right, yeah, saying
We
I
saw
agree, I
we saw
agree.
Dean Ambrose against Kane. We saw Johnson against Randy Orton, wasn't it?
Yeah, been done a billion times.
And then they locked Dean Ambrose in the back and had the closet. They put it in a closet. They had it guarded by 4 guards, and somehow he mysteriously got out.
Actually, he revealed why that was on main event. If you watched Miz TV, he
Mm.
revealed how he got out. You
Go
know how?
ahead,
You want me to tell you?
tell us.
He said there was a back door.
A back door, really?
That's what it was. Here's my take on it. What they're trying to do is build Ambrose as this unpredictable, unstable guy, right? So when they locked him in the room, I was like, okay, that makes sense. I like that idea because they know that he's not controllable if they let him leave, right? Because he comes
Right.
back. So then I was like, okay, that kind of makes sense. But it still is like stupid, you know. I get what they're trying to do with it, but it's still stupid. No, I get your point. But then again, I see how, WWE thinks sometimes. I think And they, in their mind, this was a good idea to help Ambrose, because he's uncontrollable and unstable. But you're right, it was still dumb. It was like a waste of time because he can still be unstable in the ring, and like not have to be put in the room and all that stuff. I get it. I completely get it. So we kicked off Monday Night Raw with the man we were just talking about, Dean Ambrose, coming out, making a challenge saying he wanted Seth Rollins, right? There's just one problem with that. He wasn't the only one that wanted Seth Rollins, was he? John Cena comes out. I'll let you go ahead.
Go ahead.
As John Cena comes out and says, no offense, but I kind of want Seth Rollins, myself. And Dean Ambrose, I think, what was that one line he said? He said, don't give me a reason not to like you. I thought that was cool. That was a good line. And then, of course, yeah, Seth Rollins comes out. Oh, no, sorry, I'm skipping ahead. The Authority comes out, and, of course, they make their matches for the evening. And, from there, so they made the matches of Seth Rollins. I'm sorry. Why do I keep saying Seth Rollins? Sorry, Randy Orton and John Cena and Dean Ambrose and Kane, like we were talking about. And yeah, let's skip the Dean Ambrose Kane. Just like you, when I heard the word Kane, I was like, oh, I get it, because we know the role Kane has now, right? Like, he's barely an enhancement talent now in the Authority. I mean, he's like he's like a stooge, right?
Right.
I kind of sucks to see him. Didn't he have a movie coming out?
I think his movie's already out, man.
Oh shit, that's one way to market it. Yeah, yeah. Dean Ambrose wins that match. Nothing special. I really don't remember much. I just remember he won. In between that, we did have some other moments. So, do you remember what happened right after our opening segment with Cena and all those guys?
Wasn't it for the Intercontinental title again? A rematch?
Yes. That's right. And actually, in my opinion, another great match.
It was kind of like, what, why? So we saw Miz get the win on Sunday night with a roll up, and he held Dolph's tights.
Yeah.
He tried it again on Monday night, but Dolph countered and rolled him up and held his tights and got the count. And we saw a lot of ass crack on Monday night.
Oh, I was a little confused in the moment. Then later on, I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? I kind of see maybe what they're doing with this. And I think personally, this is all about saving Dolph Ziggler versus Miz, as far as like who's more profitable for the company. Maybe does that make sense? And I guess they're going to use Ziggler because I guess he works better, or maybe he just has a better standing. I don't know, but so it looks like it's going to be Dolph Ziggler now taking on Cesaro soon. So I'm actually looking forward to that feud.
Yeah, I can get behind that one.
And it'll be good to see Dolph get forced into working stiff. I want to see him work stiff. Because there's no way he'll let Cesaro be so stiff, right? I mean,
I don't know.
Well, all in all, that'll be a really good matchup down the pipe. So that's just a rumor, though, of course. That's from the dirt sheet. I don't know if it's really true. But I welcome it. I like the idea of them feuding for the Intercontinental title for a while. But yeah, Dolph Ziggler gains back the Intercontinental Championship from The Miz. And yeah, that's pretty much it for their feud, I believe. I think Miz might be moving on to someone else. So what else happened?
I'm checking here. I'm checking here at the comments, and we got a few comments on our YouTube page, real quick. And Timothy Carter wants to know who we think Brock is going to face next.
Wow, yeah. Timothy Carter's left a lot of comments. Who do we think Brock is going to face next? Do you want to answer first, or do you want me to go?
Well, the rumor has it it's going to be the Big Show.
Correct. I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah, that's the rumors going around, which I can dig at. I mean, Big Show's done the job earlier this year. I mean,
Yeah, I'm not really behind it. I'd rather see somebody. I don't want to see anybody new just yet. Maybe I don't know about new, but I don't want it to be Big Show. I don't want it to be Mark Henry.
I will see. Like I said, I will see Brock go baby and face the Authority.
That'd be nice.
Because I might see a match between him and Randy Orton.
That'd be a decent match. I'd like that. I'd watch that.
And have Kane just be his little, the guy that gets his butt kicked, ass kicked, whatever you want to say on the show. You know, I mean, we're not PG or nothing. Yeah.
You know what, man? I hate saying this, but I think he had a better, I don't know, perception from the fans, maybe, when he was a dentist. I think this is like the lowest point in his career. Corporate Kane has been like the worst. When was the last time he won a match?
Back in 1993, man.
Well, I mean, I just don't. I don't know. Maybe it's me being biased. I just don't like Corporate Kane because to me he served no purpose. He served like you remember how like remember back in the day when the ministry was big and then it became like the corporate ministry.
Yeah.
And then like some of those guys you like the Big Boss Man and those guys just became like stooges.
Oh yeah.
I think that's how they picture Kane for some reason, like from a creative point. I don't like that though. He can be useful.
Oh yeah.
As like a real good henchman, not like a. Now he's just dumb. He's like a doofus.
When's the last time you saw a good henchman, though? I mean, really. Think about that one.
JBL's henchman I liked when he had his what was his the family or what was the group called the family, the Basham brothers as his henchmen. I like those two.
You know, I don't even remember the Bash Brothers.
They didn't last too long. They were in developmental longer than their main roster career. Of course, that was back when you spent a lot of time back there. Yeah, I'm trying to think of some other henchmen. Maybe, what's his name? The Disciple. Brutus Beefcake, when he was the disciple for Hulk Hogan.
Or you go Virgil with $1 Million Man.
Virgil, yeah. Classic henchman.
Mr. Hughes.
Mr. Hughes! Yeah, Mr. Hughes. Mr. Hughes. So I guess that means like anybody from Ted DiBiase's faction. What was it called? Money Inc.?
Money Inc., yeah. Money Inc. Corporation.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it kind of became Stooges. Well, maybe it's not such a bad thing then. Now that we bring up all these legendary wrestlers.
I mean, you see this right. The point of the fact is, Monday Night Raw sucked. We quit talking about Monday Night Raw and talking about old school stuff. That's how bad Raw was on Monday night.
All right. Let's fast forward through. Okay. All right. Yeah. So we got the win for Cena. Right? Yeah. And that's all you really need to know. There's no matches announced for Hell in a Cell yet, so we gotta wait till Raw. Yeah. All right. So let's talk some news. What do you want to talk about first?
Let's talk about Bobby Eaton.
Bobby. Last I heard, he was rushed to the hospital, but I haven't read anything lately.
He evidently had a heart attack. And for y'all that don't know Bobby Eaton, um, Midnight Express was that his manager was Jim Cornette. He's a worker from down south. He's
Oh, Bobby Eaton. I thought it
yeah.
was that guy. He used to have the gimmick with the hamburger on his stomach. He'd say, "I'm eating."
No, no.
So this is Bobby Eaton. They used to tag team with actually multiple people.
Yeah.
He was known as a legendary Southern tag team wrestler for most of his career, right?
Right.
Didn't he have like a singles run in WCW, or like a short singles run?
He was with the William Regal and I can't remember the other guy's name, but they were
Lord,
called Blue Blood.
yeah, the Lord Stephen Hayes and William Regal. Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's a legend.
Um, Also, I would like to do something. I like
Yeah.
to wish. I know she ain't watching our show, but I would like to wish Stephanie McMahon a happy birthday.
Oh, oh, happy birthday, Stephanie. From all of us here at VWNtv, VWN Video Wrestling News, happy 75th birthday.
She's still looking good though for 75 years old, man.
Heck yeah, she does. I mean, she's almost as old as her dad. So. And her dad looks okay for his age. I mean, he's what, 704? Well, anyway.
She turned 38 years old today.
Wow, can you believe it's been that long?
That makes me feel old.
Yeah. First time I saw her was on Raw. She was just during that whole corporate ministry thing too.
Yeah, and so young.
That's what Triple H thought.
Yeah.
He was like, "Excuse me, you wanna suck it?" And she was like, "Oh yeah."
So
Excuse
what else you want to talk
me.
about?
Huh?
What else you got on mind?
Some of the news that I've been checking out has been dealing with. All right, this is kind of a rumor, but apparently the stable will be around eventually. We got the new nation, who is supposed to be Xavier Woods, Kofi Kingston, possibly Mark Henry, Big E so far, and they've all been except for Mark Henry. They've all been coming to live events in the same color gear, matching and backing each up depending on the house show, backing each up in their matches, like standing ringside. And supposedly on the dirt sheets they have listed that at the tapings this week for SmackDown in the Battle Royal for the Intercontinental title, spoiler, they're in that match together and they all work together. Spoiler. So that's one thing I'm kind of interested in as far as the news. Um, I did want to mention, well, never mind. I'll wait till you, because you're probably going to mention it.
Go ahead.
Well, I wanted to talk about where can WWE really go from here? Because let's be honest. Well, speaking for myself, I enjoy the fact that Brock Lesnar's around. Chris Jericho comes back every now and then. We got RVD popping up sometime. Maybe even possibly a Stone Cold important appearance next year at WrestleMania. Rock popping in and out. So on and so forth. I'm enjoying this, but I have to ask, is just handing me Roman Reigns at WrestleMania enough? I mean, I need more than Roman Reigns. I need Roman Reigns, I need Dean Ambrose, and I need more people to kind of be those top guys. And I know I'm pretty critical of people who do this a lot because I hate when people refer back to the Attitude Era like it's perfect time and WWE could go back to it. But I do think there are some things the WWE could do from that era that they can still do now that can work. Not everything. Some things, such as give me a main event scene that has more than two people on it. Because when Randy Orton is on screen, he's not in the main event scene. And he should be. He shouldn't be champion, but he should be in the picture, in my opinion, in some way. Back in the day, it wasn't a big deal to have 5 guys in the title picture. Big Show, Triple H, Rock, Austin, Mankind, right? In fact, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't they all have a match together at WrestleMania for the gold? So how come we can't go back to that? Like, how come we can't go back to several top guys? Like, we got Dean Ambrose, right? They're building him now since Reigns is gone. Bryan will be back eventually down the road here pretty soon. But who else they got that can take over the reins, no pun intended, and replace those guys from the Attitude Era that were on the top and kind of help keep the company, growing? Because John Cena, let's be honest, he's done, he's known as the $100 million man, right? Because he really is $100 million worth for the company every year. And unfortunately, he's getting older, and you mentioned it last week, he's going to start acting soon, of course. I mean, that's just a natural thing you do, from wrestling. You don't want to do it too long. CM Punk's gone. He says forever. Maybe. Whatever. Never say never, right? Who else do they have? I mean, we got Kofi Kingston, right? He's been mid-card for the majority of his career. I don't even think he's really been low-card, to be honest, but no big breaks. Maybe this New Nation thing might be a big break for him. But Big Daddy J, who do they have in your mind? And I hate to go on this whole serious trip, sorry, but who do they have in your mind that can take over the reins and be the next Stone Cold, Rock, Triple H, Mankind, Big Show from the Attitude Era that we used to have, that we used to enjoy? They were all in the main event picture. Okay.
I'm trying to think.
Let's be honest, do we really see Randy Orton wrestling in 10 years?
No.
Do we see John Cena wrestling in 10 years?
No.
They got to get on. They got to get ready. I don't know what's going on with their system, but if your NXT stars have been outshining your main roster guys, they've done, 3 specials now, including one, where they just outshine the main roster? And yet, none of those folks have been called up. Like, at all. And they've changed titles. Remember when getting a title in developmental meant that you were most likely getting prepared for the main roster?
Right.
That doesn't happen anymore. NXT is now, it's literally its own brand, like ECW used to be for WWE. So I don't know what this means. I don't know if this is, from a wrestler standpoint, this is great because they get more experience that way, right? You don't have to be a champion to be on the main roster to get to the main roster, but it helps them. But as a spectator, as a fan, I want these guys. I mean, Sami Zayn's impressed me. Some of the other folks, like Xavier Woods, have impressed me. Where are they?
That tag team champions down there, what's it called, the Asians or something like that?
Awesome tag team. The Ascension, yeah. And they have them feuding with one guy, Hideo Itami. They're the tag team champions, right? What the hell?
Now, I've heard rumors that they're supposed to be called up pretty soon and take on the Dust Brothers.
Well, I hope so. That'll be good. I would like that then. No,
And I,
maybe I'm going on a rant too early then.
who was the? There's somebody I was talking about the other day getting pushed. I mean, Bo Dallas, for example. Okay, if they get him off TV because they done killed him, I can't believe anymore. I'm not a believer. So I mean, get him off TV and repackage him, bring him back like his brother. I'm gonna talk about something different with about his brother, and I think on my video y'all will understand where I'm coming from on this. But if they repackage Bo Dallas, they can bring him back to be somebody.
You know what they should do with him?
What's that?
He should be the newest Wyatt member. They should have him do a mini feud. It doesn't have to be against Bray. It can be against one of the other two. And if he loses, he has to join. And then we don't see him for 2 weeks. He gets repackaged. He comes out like Daniel Bryan did for those few weeks. But this is his gimmick.
Well, see, you're taking away my show I was going to do, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it now. Then since you're already,
well, never mind. We can stop there and then we can move on.
no, I'm gonna go ahead and touch on that. The White family has been away for a while. They weren't even at the pay-per-view. They've been jobbing out the White family. I mean, these guys are supposed to be monster heels. They are our future Bray Wyatt. I could see in 10 years. But how they're using him or killing him. So what I think they need to do is go ahead and bring a fourth member into the White family and have that guy be the one to give them a motivation speech to bring them, where they care about winning.
Exactly.
I mean, the White family is about to be mid-card, low-card talent. That's kind of like Adam Rose now. Here, hold on, listen to this how I played Adam Rose out now. I even made a storyline for him. I like Adam Rose, but bring him back as the Leo Kruger.
Yeah. Sorry to change subject right quick. I didn't know that Damian Sandow was Chase Stevens from years ago until I looked at a picture online and I was like, wait a minute, that's right. No wonder he looked so familiar. Because he didn't have a beard back then. But he was in the WWE years ago. A lot of people don't know that. His name was Chase Stevens, I believe, or he was a tag team partner of Chase Stevens. But he didn't last long. But anyway, back to who are you talking about? I'm sorry. Wyatt and Adam. Yeah, he. It's about time for that gimmick. Well, it looks like they're phasing that gimmick out, maybe, with the bunny, and now it's all about the bunny.
Yeah, it's all about the bunny. So I can see a turn between him and the bunny.
Oh yeah.
But from what I hear now on the bunny, I don't know how they're gonna pull this off. They're supposed to have the bunny be Darren Young, but we just saw his skin. He's a white person under the bunny. How is that gonna be Darren Young?
How's it gonna be? And Darren Young's bigger than those guys. Yeah. You know what that means?
What's that?
Creative has no idea what to do with Darren Young when he's ready. And that's sad because it's the wrestling business. I mean, how creative do you really have to be to introduce somebody, right?
Right. I don't think the creative team knows what the hell they're doing right now.
And to make it worse, I mean, they report to Stephanie and all the other folks. And so if they don't know what's going on, of course, the creative has no idea. And then,
I came to a conclusion. What if Vince McMahon is just trying to kill his company that he built because he don't see Stephanie get it, Hey, you thought about that?
it's possible. He's set for life, so it could be. He could want to keep his baby. I don't know. That's a good question. You know what? And that's interesting, getting back to news, because I read a report today on, I think it was Wrestling Inc., that talked about a supposed power struggle between the CFO, the CMO of the company, and Triple H and Stephanie. which is interesting because that shouldn't be happening in a company. That's not good at all. Especially your finance officer shouldn't be arguing anything really, except for if you have to save money, usually, or if they're spending too much money too. That's another reason why. So that's kind of interesting to hear. That I don't know if it's true, of course, but because supposedly they also say that Vince McMahon and Triple H might be having issues.
Yeah, but I mean, it's sparring. It's your company.
Exactly. You can't do that if that's daddy or daddy's little girl's husband.
I don't know.
Yeah, neither do I. I just think it's cool, but yeah. Um, so yeah, I don't know if that's the news there. Uh, do you have any other news you want to talk about?
What about TNA? Let's talk a little bit
I
about
was just
TNA.
about to ask you that. Look at that. Great minds think alike. Go ahead.
I we made a joking comment earlier. We'll go ahead and share that one. We was talking about TNA's TV deal, and Brian decided he wanted to trouble me with it and said they were going Nickelodeon.
Close enough, right? I mean,
I don't know how I would take that because I mean it'd be like Cartoon Network all over again. Adult Swim, let it not.
they should try. They should go to that.
But I have heard they got a contract deal with some TV now. Who was that? Do you know?
It's not official yet, but the dirt sheets are saying that they did sign the dotted line. Supposedly, it's going to end up being WGN. That's who Dixie met with weeks ago. Yeah. But then again, that's speculation from the dirt sheets. So I don't really know if they have or not. But if they have, that's good because that means they're still able to do shows, um, and they have some revenue coming in.
You ready for Big Daddy shoot down that?
Go ahead.
Well, fans, it looks like we're not going to no longer see the MMA fighters. We're not going to see the Chicago Cubs baseball players on TNA.
That's true.
They're going to be. Oh,
Their audience is going to go down a bit because I don't. I remember Superstars used to be on WGN, and before WWE took it off, they had issues with the numbers as far as because it was only doing like 500,000 to 800,000 a week. So I don't know how TNA's going to pull that off.
well, they're probably used to their 400 fans, 300 fans at their shows.
Well, they'll get millions of viewers every week sometimes, uh, but no one shows up at the arena. I don't know why.
I'm. I think I'm gonna start watching TNA again, so I can talk a little bit more about them because I do have good workers, but their storylines suck.
Right, right. The other workers are off. Loki's back. He's X Division. Wait, I don't know if I can say that he's the X Division champ or is he going to be in 3 years? Because they taped 7 years in advance.
Yeah, I definitely need to go back to being live.
I'm so confused. It gets to the point where I have to avoid all the little impact taping spoilers because there's so many of them. There's so many tapings. I'll click on it. And I'm like, oh, this is confusing. I don't even know what's going on because I barely know what's going on now. Like, but Bobby Roode's the champion now. I know that. He beat Bobby last week or the week before. Loki's the X Division champ or about to become X Division champ. Brodus Clay is in the company, but he makes his appearance next month. Yeah, but the wrestling is off the chain. Good, really good. Tell me to shut up if I'm talking about.
Hmm. Brodus Clay.
forget what his name is. They changed his name too, of course.
I don't know how to take it, man. He's now with Ethan Carter.
I have no idea either. I don't even think they know what they're doing.
But that's all the news I really have for this week. I mean, we talk about Kevin Nash shooting for his new look for the sequel to whatever the show was, Mike. What was it? Magic Mike.
Yeah, Magic Mike. Yeah, he's doing the sequel to that.
Uh,
You know, I give him props though. He's found ways to remain relevant. I give him props for that. Yeah, pretty smart about that.
but
Um,
I did watch some of the on the network. It was after Monday Night Raw. Talking about WWE 2K15.
mhm.
They actually had Sting on there. I was like, whoa, we finally see Sting on a WWE program.
Yeah. We posted some of that on Twitter of some of the interviews. It sucks though because they taped that a month ago, right?
Right.
And he did some backstage interviews with that guy Sam who does all the wrestling interviews with that curly hair young guy. He did a backstage interview with Sting, and that was posted on YouTube a month ago. So it kind of spoiled their whole thing they did Monday night with the whole 2K15 roster reveal, and that's only part one. But it's it kind of spoiled it. But it's still cool. I did check it out myself for a few minutes, but then I had to stop it because it was on my phone and it was gonna run up my bill. So, but cool. Did you get to see any of the names that they revealed?
I did not. I had to turn it off, man.
Oh, okay. They might not have revealed it yet. 'Cause I haven't even seen an official release. I don't think for the names. Maybe they have. But, for those of you out there that don't know, there is a 2K15 channel, WWE 2K15, just like that channel on YouTube. You can check out that they keep all the updates, all the screenshots, all the videos. And there's a lot of them actually. There's a lot of videos on their YouTube, so check that out. Our YouTube channel, sorry, is Video Wrestling News. 3 separate words. If you Google that or put that in YouTube, and it'll come up as Welcome to VWNtv. That's who we are. We're Video Wrestling News. We add the TV element video to it. Our Twitter is at VWNmain. Our Facebook link is linked in the bottom here. If you look down in the description, we got our Twitter, we have our Facebook, and also make sure you like and subscribe to our channel, like our videos. Leave us some feedback below. Hey, so, Big Daddy J, do we want to make sure anyone has any questions before we go?
I'm checking it out now. Timothy Carter is asking, who is the bunny?
Oh, we just talked about that. So you mentioned that, right? It might end up being most likely Darren Young.
Who was that that played him as on Monday?
Supposedly that was Justin Gabriel, and I'm not sure about it, but someone posted on Twitter a side by side of Justin Gabriel doing his sidekick and the bunny doing the same sidekick the exact same way. I think I might have retweeted that for us, but yeah. So it looks like it might be Justin Gabriel and one other person sharing the role on the road. Yeah. You can look, but you can't touch. Stars above.
As again, we're sorry for the problems we had at the beginning of the show. We'll try and get it right next week.
Yes.
We'll try to keep BrianB out of the liquor cabinet.
You start it next week. Big Daddy J is going to start the YouTube next week. He's going to set everything up.
Hey, you know me, I get drunk for the show, man.
Yeah. We'll have him start it. And yeah. So anyway, so you have any other news and notes you want to mention Like I know this weekend, are you going to do a video this weekend?
Um, I'm actually gonna be out of town this weekend,
Oh, okay. So
so I might have it pop up soon,
okay.
like
So
sometime this week, next couple days.
okay, folks. So look out for that. Big Daddy J is going to have a video up very soon on this channel, this YouTube channel. So please make sure you subscribe. I myself will do one tomorrow as well. Look out, we got some Throwback Thursday tweets tomorrow. I'll also do a nice little interesting wrestling news kind of segment tomorrow as well. So look out for that video to be posted on our Twitter and our Facebook. Also, Big Daddy J's to be posted on our Facebook and our Twitter. And then, of course, we have our live show that you're watching right now that happens every Wednesday night, live 7 p.m. Pacific, like in Cali, and 10 p.m. Eastern, like in Eastern Tennessee or New York. So check us out, join our live hangout, subscribe to our channel. Like I said, please follow us on Facebook, links in the description below, and we'll see you guys next week. All right.
Later.
Bye.